At the foothills of the Himalayas is this quaint tourist spot, Mussoorie.
बनिया वगैरह ज्यादा करते थे।
बनिया करते थे पहले।
A destination to take in the calm and a respite from the fast urban life. But right in the heart of Mussoorie, a group of men and women are fast learning the ropes of a new job.
Still are in the process of learning. At the same time, the argument is again there that, by the time you take over charge as an SDA,
the generation next of bureaucracy is training right here. At the country's premier civil services institute, the Lal Bahadur Shastri National Academy of Administration.
Mussoorie, the queen of hill stations. It is here that more than 50 years ago the Lal Bahadur Shastri Academy of Administration, or the IAS Academy, was founded. The intent behind this was to bring the best minds in India and train them in the very difficult art of nation building.
India's best minds, the civil services officers, have a busy day ahead. They are all gearing up for the Independence Day celebrations. A day these men and women are passionate about. But outside of Mussoorie, a different dilemma is plaguing India's premier services. One of their own, Durga Shakti Nagpal, has been facing the government's might for simply doing her duty. She was simply following her training and was victimized and mocked for it.
Shunting people off into sinecure posts, all this arbitrary, malicious action has been going on all along. So the services have been taking a hit all along. The difference now is that it's come out in the open and the media has emphasized this and broadcast this. That's the good thing. The reason why I say this also is that over the years, the professional bureaucracy, the professional executive, that is the bureaucracy, has been taken over by the politicians, the political executive. Transfers, postings, assessment reports, departmental inquiries, promotions, everything now is controlled by the politician. All these issues are approved or disapproved by the minister and the chief minister. So the services have lost their independence. They are no longer an independent entity. They've become one. The political and the bureaucratic executive has become one entity, and they do the corruption and the mismanagement together.
Since the 80s, politics has become a business. And Vora, who is now governor in Jammu, had already written in 93 about the politician mafia nexus. So there is a lot of money to be made in politics. Election costs, election official expenditure is 40 lakhs or 20 lakhs, actual expenditure 20-30 crores. So a lot of black money is there, a lot of money is to be made in politics, and the politician needs the civil servant either to actively support or at least to stay away and not disturb the work of the mafia and the relationship. And therefore the politician needs, I'm not talking of everybody, but a large number of politicians who are in power, and a lot of money is involved here. It is not just power, it is a lot of money, and the two go together. And therefore, and unfortunately, many bureaucrats succumb. They become partners. They not only just, their job is to enforce the rule of law like she did. At least they should get their voice heard.
Here in Mussoorie, these IAS trainees are well aware of the case. They are aware of Durga Shakti's fight against the system. But are they disillusioned?
Well, it was really surprising for me to note that the word Durga Shakti Nagpal or IAS officer who are perhaps facing the wrath of politicians is not a pariah word here. Everyone is open to discussions, whether it be the director of the institute or the students. Whenever such kind of things happen, what is it that happens to you? What is the one question that crops up in your mind when an honest officer, seemingly honest officer who has done his or her duty is reprimanded and perhaps punished?
I don't feel that that it brings our morale down. What happens actually is that we end up feeling that you can see the amount of support that it has generated from all sections of society, whether it is the media, whether it is the bureaucracy, and in the end one gets to know who is right and who is wrong. So the truth comes out in its clarity in due course of time. So it does not bring our morale down, it just makes us feel that we need to do our job properly, and it actually helps us understand that we should not bow down to any sort of pressures. It is more of a driver for us, sudden incident.
I don't think it's a question of being a woman officer or a man. As young officers of the Indian Administrative Service, we take a lot of pride in our service, and we really do believe that we are still the steel frame of the country. See, for anything you always have two choices. You can either do the correct thing or you can choose the wrong way also, and that's always the easier way out. But still, as a member of the IAS, I think all of us feel that doing the correct thing is what is good for the nation in the long run, and that is what we are here for. That is what we are here for, to take on any anti-national elements. So I don't think it brings down the morale or anything like that. We really love our country and we love this service.
The secretariat would find,
These men and women were IAS aspirants once. After months of rigorous preparation, they have managed to make their way to this institute.
At the same time, the argument is again there is that, so I think that is something that you've got to get over that hump, never feel,
And are now spending their days and nights getting ready to transform into tough bureaucrats, framing policy for India.
To interact with our batchmates and to share our ideas, to share our experiences.
So you're taking the background of this building?
Yeah. That's the most picturesque
entrance to the service. They're also mid-career guys.
We do want to develop.
Colleagues who were real sporty guys in school, today, they're not at all sporty.
What wrong did she do? She's done no wrong. That's, as per the information that we get, as per the information that we have only information from what the media tells us. On the basis of that information, well, we feel she hasn't done any wrong. She's just, upholding the rule of law. That's what we get from the information that we have. We may be missing out on some information that the government has. We don't know that.
The young cadets ask you these questions, and this is what you tell them. This is fine. She stood for the rule of the law, and
this is what we tell them. We tell them that look, if she has, as the information flow is, if she's done what the media seems to be telling us what she's done, if that's true, well, that's what all of you should be doing. But yes, maybe you could be a little more tactful, maybe a little more in terms of, as per the information we have, something you could be more tactful in terms of timing, etc. Those things you could do. But yes, you should do that, because not only because it is the rule of law that is at stake, but also because somehow, for some reason, the conscience of the nation seems to be supporting you also. The people want, and it's a young population in the country, and if they're also supporting that rule of law, that's a good thing. But yes, you should be a little more tactful in terms of timing of certain things, maybe.
I think she's really come out strong, and she's really exemplified what the Indian Administrative Service stands for by really standing her own ground and not being bowed down by so much of pressure, political and other things. And she's an example that all of us would love to emulate in the future. I think that she's really come out strong, and hats off to her.
You're going to become LDOs, you're going to become additional collectors, CEOs.
Durga Shakti's suspension has not just strengthened them, but has also forced them to question the nature of their jobs. Is this training simply to follow the orders of self-serving politicians?
Once you've taken charge, then, it's very embarrassing to ask questions.
Now, more than 50 years after its inception, the Academy faces an existential dilemma. What when a group of young trainee IAS officers stand up and angrily ask, what wrong did Durga Shakti Nagpal do? After all, Durga Shakti Nagpal was also a product of this very institute.
Ravindra, you have climbed the Everest. That's of course a great feat. But you look at greater challenges. There are larger, bigger, higher mountains to be captured. When you look at Durga Shakti Nagpal's case, for example, all the training officers here feel proud of her. You, as a person who's perhaps practical also, when you climb a mountain, there are certain peaks you cannot scale. In Durga's case, what do you think? You have to be a little careful when you speak to the politician, or do you think what she's done is right?
See, truth always wins. What is truth, everybody knows. Like Mount Everest. Mount Everest is not only mountain for me, it is a symbol of obstruction. And you should have passion to win any obstruction in life. There is a say, if you really want something, you will achieve. It is all game of mind. So siege inspiration, everybody knows, not only for us, for all the civil servants of India, and I think she will win after all.
Do you think what she did was right?
Yes, I think so. The fact, whatever we know, the fact may be a little bit different from what we know, but what we know, we have believed that she has done right and she will win.
Does this also mean that you are ready to take on the politician at the highest level if it is required?
See, the main aim of Constitution and all the civil servant is to serve the people. The service should go there.
But fortunately for them and for the country, these Generation Next bureaucrats have hit back with a new determination.
I know for a fact that even the common man is very proud of the IAS. We are the custodians of people's welfare, and we are working because we want to keep that faith of people in us alive. And for that, I think IAS is still such a great service, and there's so much for us to do. And I'm sure that in the coming years also, it will keep on attracting people. And I would also like to say that we are really proud of Durga Shakti, and she has just sort of motivated all of us, and she has done something that we all would like to do. So, yeah, I mean, we stand our ground, she stands our ground, we support her, and it's really, really a great thing for us.
Far from taking the easier way out, their grit, their fortitude has been reinforced. And they are ready for the battle. Durga's story is not a case in isolation. Her clash with the Netas is not the only one. In Tuticorin in Tamil Nadu, District Collector Ashish Kumar was shunted out for a crackdown on illegal sand mining.
In fact, this is a government orders. I'm not supposed to comment on that. These orders will be followed by me. I'll be going and joining the new post and doing the work there as well with the same vigor and with the same encouragement. We have been taking action against river sand mafia. We have in fact put 2 people under Gundas Act in last 1 year.
But transfers seem a mild action. Durga Shakti's batchmate Yunus Khan was literally run over by the sand mafia goons in Himachal.
We were in flying squad. We got information that some of people are involved in extracting the illegal material from the government land. So we went there. Some of the people tried to flee away from the spot, but in the meantime, we tried to stop one tractor which was on road, but he tried to hit us 3 times. And meantime we think that if he will remain doing that, it will be dangerous for us, for our life. The 4th time he tried to hit us, he left his trolley, and whole of the gravel and sand materials was fallen on. That was fallen upon us.
After 67 years of independence, this is what the civil services officers are facing. This is the kind of insult and punishment they are meted out for discharging their duty, for standing by what is right.
There are still people in the service who can stand up, who can fight evil forces. Mafia is rampant all over the country, and many officers, young officers, do not fight it as strongly as they should. So I think Durga has shown that it is possible to stand up, and I think what has happened to Durga is happening nearly in every state and fairly frequently. But I think her case has brought dramatically to the nation's attention that it is possible to stand up, because her loyalty is to the Constitution of India and to rule of law, and she is doing that. I think the public appreciates that.
The trainees here at the Lal Bahadur Shastri National Academy of Administration read these reports each day, torn apart by the state of the country's most prestigious job.
We are actually born to the cadre that we go to. So in a sense, there's not too much that the state can do. For example, in Durga Shakti Nagpal's case, and I think this is a very fortunate event that happened, the kind of support that is generated and the kind of media attention that we're getting on our jobs, the kind of pressures that we face. But I think it's a good thing, because the states can at best suspend us. They cannot remove us from service. And that's a kind of a check that is very, very powerful. So at the end of the day, Durga Shakti Nagpal will come out strong.
The kind of support that she has got is probably something which you would have not seen around 20 years back, so for the service seniors. So I think the conduct rules are very well specified, and rightly so, that the job of a bureaucrat or an IAS officer is to work in the background. I mean, we are the backstage guys, and I feel that it's right that she should not be out there. That's a politician's job to, give statements. I feel it's totally right on her part to stay silent.
The kind of support she is getting, it's so confidence building, and our morale is also very high because of that.
This plaque at the Indian Administrative Training Academy here in Mussoorie is in the memory of officers of the Indian Administrative Services who laid down their lives in the service of nation. It also indicates the pride that they have in officers who worked and with honesty and integrity. When I walked into this academy, I was a little doubtful. Will they be ready to speak about officers like Durga Shakti Nagpal? But all the 153 officers whom I met here and talked to are immensely proud of her achievements. They say, given a chance, they will emulate her example.
So what lies ahead for them? What will it take to restore respect for these brave officers among India's political class? Because what we found inside the IAS Academy has put all doubts to rest. There is no disillusionment, there is absolutely no fear. These IAS trainees are determined in their resolve to do their duty and to take on the highest ranks of power if the need arises.
What we witness here at the IAS Academy in Mussoorie is something very positive for the entire nation. We saw a group of 153 trainee IAS officers who are ready to be deployed across the country, who are truly inspired by the name Durga Shakti Nagpal. They say they will take the values that she has fought for forward.